Day 1. Workouts and Nutrition. Day 1 starts here. Today we focus on two foundational pillars, workouts and nutrition. We'll begin by examining why these two things matter, then look at what you need to do based on your individual goals, and finally use them as a live example to introduce the goal-setting system. By the end of this session, you'll understand not just what to do, but how to build a structure that actually makes you do it, consistently and without relying on motivation alone. Part 1. Why you need to work out. Before diving into any training program, it's worth getting crystal clear on why regular exercise matters. If you don't have a solid reason for doing something, you'll either never start or you'll quit the moment no one is pushing you. But when the reason is clear and meaningful, you'll always find a way. Here are 5 proven, concrete reasons to make workouts a non-negotiable part of your life. Dopamine is your primary hormone of motivation, drive, and the desire to move forward in life. It's produced during and after exercise, which is exactly why a workout can transform a bad day into a productive one. You might walk into the gym with your mind full of problems and walk out knowing how to solve them. That's not coincidence. It's your hormonal system working in your favor. Regular training conditions this response, so over time your baseline drive and energy improve across every area of your life. The gym becomes less of a physical chore and more of a mental reset, a tool you reach for not just to build your body, but to recalibrate your mind. Work pressure, unresolved goals, difficult conversations, stress accumulates. A workout gives you a healthy outlet for all of it. Instead of carrying that tension into your relationships or taking it out on the people around you, you can pour it into your training. This has been extensively studied. A large-scale study of 33,000 people found that regular exercise reduces the risk of developing depression by 44%. That number alone is worth taking seriously. The health benefits of exercise are well documented and wide-ranging. Lower body fat, greater muscle mass, improved cardiovascular function, better metabolic health, and a reduced risk of a long list of chronic conditions. You don't need to be an athlete to benefit. Even moderate, consistent training produces measurable improvements in how your body functions day to day. There is a genuine satisfaction in feeling physically capable, knowing you can sprint for a train, carry heavy luggage without strain, go hiking in the mountains, or hold your own in a physical situation. That sense of readiness adds a quiet confidence to daily life. Strength and endurance are not just gym metrics, they are practical assets. How you look in the mirror matters, not as vanity, but as a reflection of the effort you've invested in yourself. Being in good shape influences how others perceive you and, more importantly, how you perceive yourself. This feeds back into your confidence and your willingness to take on challenges in other areas of life. There is also something else worth mentioning, even though it is harder to quantify. Training teaches you to overcome yourself. Every time you push through the final set when your body is telling you to stop, every time you show up on a morning when you'd rather stay in bed, you are building a mental muscle that has nothing to do with the gym. You are proving to yourself, in small but accumulating ways, that you follow through. That self-trust then transfers to your work, your goals, your relationships. These 5 reasons are just the beginning. The list of positive effects that training has on your life, your focus, self-discipline, resilience, and sense of identity could go on considerably further. But these 5 alone are more than enough to justify making workouts a permanent fixture in your weekly schedule. Part 2. How to train. Choosing your approach. Before discussing specific programs, 2 principles need to be established. Get these right, and everything else becomes much easier. If you consistently do something you dislike, you will quit. It might last 3 weeks, maybe 4, but eventually, the willpower runs out and so does the habit. The goal here is a permanent change, not a temporary phase. That means the training you choose needs to be something you can genuinely look forward to, or at least feel good about after the fact. Not every set will feel enjoyable. The final rounds of a leg day rarely do. But if you finish a session feeling satisfied, energized, or proud of yourself, that's a good sign. There are many paths to the same destination. Gym training, pull-up bar work, home workouts, CrossFit, boxing, and more. All of them can build a strong, lean physique. The right one for you is the one you'll actually keep doing. Don't force yourself through a program you hate just because someone told you it's the best. A person who does bodyweight training consistently for 3 years will be in better shape than someone who starts and quits CrossFit 5 times. Consistency always beats intensity. Pick something that fits your life and personality, and then commit to it. The second principle is equally important. Don't wait for the perfect conditions. If you find yourself thinking, "I'll sign up for boxing in 3 weeks," that is almost always a sign that you won't. The goal for the next 21 days is to lay the foundation for a habit. And habits are built by starting, not by planning to start. Find something you can begin today, right now, with no barriers. If there is a gym nearby and you can buy a membership this afternoon, do it. If you can drop to the floor and do push-ups in the next 5 minutes, do that. The format can always change later. What matters right now is establishing the practice. Part 3. The system. Why knowing is not enough. Here is an uncomfortable truth. A huge number of people already know why they should exercise. They know what they need to do. They may even know the exact program they should follow and the diet they should eat. And yet the vast majority, somewhere between 95 and 97%, don't do it consistently. The problem is not knowledge. The problem is not willpower. The problem is the absence of a system. Motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes based on how you slept, how your day went, whether your last project succeeded or failed. If your workouts depend on motivation, they will be inconsistent. Some weeks you'll train 4 times and feel great. Other weeks you won't train at all. The progress you make in the good weeks gets eroded in the bad ones, and over months and years, the net result is far less than it should be. This is the trap most people stay stuck in indefinitely. The simplest way to explain what a system is comes from the film I Am Legend. In the story, the main character is living alone in a city overrun by dangerous creatures that emerge after dark. He has survived for years in this environment, not because he is always motivated, not because he always feels like it, but because he has a system. Every evening, without fail, he closes and boards up every window in his building before the sun sets. He doesn't deliberate. He doesn't check his mood. When the time comes, he acts, because the action is part of the system, and the system is non-negotiable. That's the model we're building here. Not motivation-dependent behavior, but system-dependent behavior. The goal is to reach a point where your workout isn't something you decide to do each day. It's simply what happens at a given time on given days. The first component is clarity on the activity itself. Which training program will you follow? Will you use the 4-Men Mastery sessions, go to the gym, attend a boxing class, or work out at home? This needs to be a concrete decision, not an open question. Vagueness at this stage leads to hesitation later. Decide now. The second component is scheduling, specifying the days and times when your workouts will take place. The key here is choosing times when obstacles are unlikely. Think carefully. If you know that picking up your child from school sometimes runs late on Wednesdays, don't schedule a 6 p.m. session on Wednesdays. You'll only make it half the time, and inconsistency breaks habits. The goal is to find a slot where 99% of the time you are free and available. Once you've identified it, commit to it. For example, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday at 6 a.m. for 45 minutes. Your household is quiet, you have time before work, and there are no competing obligations. That works, you lock it in, and it becomes part of the structure of your week. If the time varies across days, say 6 a.m. on weekdays but 8 a.m. on Saturdays, set different alarms for different days. The specificity is what makes it real. A vague intention to work out in the mornings is not a system. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday at 6 a.m. is a system. The third component is a reminder. In the early stages of building a habit, reminders are essential. You are not yet wired to feel the 6 a.m. Alarm is a workout cue. That comes later, after months of repetition. For now, set an alarm for each scheduled session. This is not optional, it is a core part of the system. In the second week, we will build a more complete productivity framework, but for now, the alarm is your anchor. When the alarm goes off, you go. That's the rule. Not in 10 minutes, not after you finish what you are working on. The alarm is the signal, and the response is immediate. Whatever task you were in the middle of will still be there when you return. The workout will not. This sounds rigid, and in a sense, it is, deliberately so. If you allow yourself to negotiate with the alarm, you will negotiate every single time. Just 5 more minutes becomes 20, and 20 becomes a skipped session. The system only works when it is treated as non-negotiable, except in genuinely exceptional circumstances. The alternative, life without a system, is the constant low-level chaos many people live in. Some days you work hard, some days nothing gets done. You feel productive one week and behind the next. There is a persistent background noise of, I should have done more, or I am falling behind. That drains energy. A system eliminates it. When you know exactly what is happening and when, you can trust the structure and put your full energy into executing it. Consider this. Imagine if the system you are building today, 45 minutes of training 4 days a week, had been in place for the last 10 years. Not every day since childhood, just 4 sessions a week consistently for a decade. How would your body look? How would your energy levels differ? How much further along would you be in developing a discipline that spills over into your career, your relationships, your ability to stay calm under pressure? The honest answer is considerably further. And here is the key insight. Those 45-minute sessions would not have taken time away from anything else. They would have added to everything else. The hormonal lift from regular training, the stress reduction, the mental clarity, the confidence, all of that compounds over time. The past 10 years are gone, but today is day 1 of the next 10. The system starts now. And unlike willpower or motivation, a system does not require you to feel ready. It only requires you to have set it up correctly once, and then to follow through when the alarm sounds. People who are consistently fit, healthy, and high-performing are not a different species. They are not more motivated than you, and they do not have more time. What they have, almost universally, is a structure that makes the right actions the default actions. Their training is not something they squeeze in when circumstances allow. It is a fixed point around which other things are arranged. That is the shift this system is designed to produce in your life. Your action step. Before moving on, complete the following 3 things. Decide which training program or format you will follow. Be specific, not, I'll go to the gym. I will attend boxing classes at location. Choose your training days and the specific time for each session. Write them down, and if the time differs across days, note each one separately. Set a recurring alarm for each session right now, before you do anything else. Not later today, right now, while you are reading this. That's your training system. When the alarm goes off on Monday morning, you will already know exactly what to do. There is no decision to make in the moment, only an action to take. No weighing up whether you feel like it. No checking your energy levels, no wondering if you have time. The system has already made the decision. Your only job is to execute it. Over time, this will stop feeling like discipline and start feeling like identity. You won't be someone who is trying to work out regularly. You will simply be someone who trains on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. That shift from effort to identity is what makes habits permanent, and it begins with the structure you are putting in place today. That's the difference between a goal and a system. A goal says, I want to get fit. A system says, at 6 a.m. on Monday, I train. One requires motivation every single day. The other requires only that you built the structure once. Next, we move on to nutrition and apply the exact same logic.